Hey guys, Peyton Snakeback here again for another video for you guys today. It's been about 2 weeks ago since my last DVD and Blu-ray update. Um, Not a whole bunch when it comes to watching movies, because it's been hectic all week. But I got 11 movies to talk about. I got 8 Blu-rays, 3 DVDs. As usual, I'm going to talk about the Blu-rays first and then the DVDs. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? So the first one here I got, this is probably one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I was able to go see this one in theaters. This was probably like the first movie I got to go see in theaters in like over, how long was it? 5 months. I know this movie was on video on demand, but it was able to go to theaters in like at my local movie theater that I go to a lot now. But this is, the new Bill and Ted movie, Bill and Ted Face the Music, here on Blu-ray. And I even kept the ticket that I got when I went to go see the movie right here. I absolutely love this movie right here. I love the first two. I even love this one. But this movie right here is basically, this is like about 30 years after the second movie, and now Bill and Ted are grown up now. They got daughters of their own, and Samara Weaving is in this movie, playing Bill's daughter. I've always really liked her. She was cool in the the Babysitter movie, also in Ready or Not. Two movies I really liked. But this is them all grown up now, and they have wives of their own. And the one day, it's Rufus's daughter, comes to visit them, and the future wants to talk to them because apparently they're in some deep trouble because 25 years ago, they made a deal that they were supposed to unite the world by making like the most greatest song in the whole wide world, and of course they haven't done that. And it's Bill and Ted, them trying to find the song that they did. They're trying to find it in the future. They're going to the future and trying to find the song that they did that reunited the world. And it's them like going to these like crazy shenanigans that's in here, and meanwhile, and it's basically, if they don't find the song in time, the world will end. And, and it's their daughters, trying to save them, trying to find them and trying to save them. It's kind of like they're kind of like doing the same thing that Bill and Ted did in the other movies, because they're kind of like the Bill and Ted character in the movie. And Death makes an appearance in this, played by William Sadler. He's back in this movie. This was such a great movie. I absolutely really like this one. But if you guys are a big fan of the Bill and Ted movies, this is one I highly recommend it, because this one, to me, it really worked, even 30 years later, it really worked. Now I'm hearing that there's like a sequel that's coming out, which from what I've heard, I don't know if it's been official yet, but from what I've heard, a fourth movie is going to be about like the daughters. I think they're talking about it being called, I think, Billy and Thea. I think it's like surrounding the daughters. I think, Bill and Ted, they're going to still be in the movie. But it's going to be about the daughters more, from what I've heard. So, but I hadn't heard much about that one yet. But really, really happy that this one's finally came out. I'm so excited that I got to see this one. Alright, the next one here I got. This one just came out yesterday, and I just bought it yesterday. Another movie that was on video on demand, but was able to go in theaters in some places. Another great movie I absolutely really loved. I remember, hearing about it. I didn't think it was going to be great at first, but I was hearing a lot of the reviews and hearing it was pretty good, and absolutely loved this movie. Like I said, I was able to go see this one in theaters. This was called Unhinged here on Blu-ray with Russell Crowe. This movie is basically about, Russell Crowe. He plays like this insane, crazy person about him, about this woman, and she has her son. Her son was actually the kid who played the new Andy Barkley in the new Child's Play remake. What's his name again? Gabriel Bateman, who's also related to Talitha Bateman, who was in Annabelle 2. She was also in the recent movie Countdown, which I really liked. But it's basically them. Um, it's basically her like coming across, Russell Crowe's character. Like they exchanged words a little bit, like at like out on the highway, and you know, like there was like a scene where he, at a green light he wouldn't go, and she kept beeping, and she's like, "Go already, go, go, go," but he wouldn't go, so she drives right past him, and and he keeps following her. He's like, "I'm so sorry about that. I didn't mean you no harm. I wasn't paying attention, but all of a sudden he keeps like following her, and he's like harassing her and harassing the son, like it's just basically him like doing all these like crazy things, like killing all these people. um it's just a crazy, insane movie, and I absolutely really love this one. But definitely check this one out if you guys have not seen this one. This one has an audio commentary and a featurette on here, but really, really fun movie. And I might watch this one with my cousin this weekend, so there might be a video like on Saturday or Sunday, I don't know, but stay tuned for that. But really thought this movie was fun. Alright, the next one here I got is Bruce Almighty here on Blu-ray. Finally just now upgrading this one. I found this at a pawn shop a couple months ago. And I remember seeing, the other movie, Evan Almighty. That was the one with Steve Carell. I remember seeing that in the drive-in years ago, which I actually really liked that one just as much as this. That one was the one like about, them building the Ark. This one, this is like basically, Morgan Freeman is playing like God, basically. Jim Carrey is married to Jennifer Aniston in this movie, and like he's having a hard time. Like he's not really doing so well at his job, because his job is he's like a reporter at his job. And God gives him like all these magical powers that he can do. I don't know. It's just a fun movie, But really, really like this one a lot. But definitely check this one out if you guys haven't seen it. I'm pretty sure most people have seen this one. I mean, it's a pretty great one. The sequel was pretty good as well. I still need to get that one on Blu-ray. I think it went on Blu-ray. I'm not quite sure exactly. All right, the next one here I got. This is the BENJI movie collection here on Blu-ray. These were actually re-releases, I believe. Mill Creek Entertainment re-released them. They also released for the very first time, and it doesn't include it in this set though. But that TV movie that came out, it was like the BENJI Christmas Story or something. And when it comes to that one, I did kind of like that one. But the weird thing about that one was, from what I remember, it had nothing to do with BENJI though. I mean, BENJI was in the movie, but it had nothing to do with like the dog whatsoever. I can't really remember what that one was about. It's been so long, but I do remember only 2 cast members came back in that special. But this one right here includes the original movie, the sequel, For the Love of BENJI, and the one that came out in 2004, BENJI Off the Leash, which that one I did not really like. The first 2 movies I do like. The original one, of course, is about the dog who's he's always visiting this family every day for breakfast, and he comes across the white dog named Tiffany, and he's always, and him and the Tiffany dog, they're always staying at this abandoned house, and these 4 like criminals are staying there, planning on kidnapping these kids. The second one was them, like the family and the dogs. They're going to Greece, and this one guy was after the BENJI dog. And the other one, the Off the Leash one, that was more like a remake. I did not really care for that one. But there was, but the new remake that came out, I reviewed about a couple of years ago, which hopefully Stinky Tuna will put that one out. That was like the Netflix movie. I actually really enjoyed that one. I thought that was like a really well done remake. And what was cool about that was, I mean, there was a couple like references to the original one, but it wasn't like a 100% remake. I actually really did enjoy that one. But yep, that is the BENJI movie collection here. This also has, I think, has bonus features on here. It just has like audio commentaries, and that was basically it. And I know the old Blu-ray that came out. The old Blu-ray came out from Gaiam for the original one, like, years ago. And, you know, the transfer on that one was not really good, but the transfer in this one was actually pretty damn good. You know, looked really good on Blu-ray. It was actually cool how they really liked how they cleaned it up and stuff. But you know, really fun movie right here. Okay, the next one here I got. This is a movie. I actually really like this one. This is one I remember seeing in the theaters as well. You know, this is a movie starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and exhibits in this movie as well. This is called The Gridiron Gang here on Blu-ray. Now, this movie right here is basically, it's based on a true story, and this movie is basically about, now this one kid who, he ends up getting arrested for shooting his mom's boyfriend, and, of course, you know, The Rock and, you know, Exhibit are, you know, they like run this, like, this detention camp, like this detention center for, you know, for the kids, and they had this, like, idea of, like what if they had these kids play football, you know, maybe have them do something when they get out of, you know, prison. You know, they won't be doing, like, all the illegal stuff anymore, because, you know, like, some of them are, like, in there for, like gang for being in a gang, like murder, drug use, you know. That's technically what this movie is, but I actually really like this one a lot. This is the old Blu-ray that came out. I know Mill Creek had re-released this one a couple times. I think the most recent one, they put, like, a lot of features on it. But this is the one this was, like, the first release. This one was released, this edition was released in 2007, but really like this one a lot, though. But definitely check this one out if you guys have not seen it. Gotta get myself some water. My throat's gonna be sore from talking too much. Alright. Moving on. So, the next one here I got, this is a movie, another movie I was able to go see in theaters years and years ago. And this movie, by far, it is, like, strange. Like, strange. I have another strange movie I'm going to be talking about last, but that's in the DVD pile. But this one was, like, strange. This is from the same guy who did, you know, who directed The Exorcist from 1973. But this is a movie called Bug here on Blu-ray. And just to let you guys know, this is actually a region-free release, so, because I do not have a region-free player at this time, so this will work in any region A player, no problem. No, there's no region lock-in on this one. I believe this is actually the German Blu-ray release, because, you know, this movie was never released on Blu-ray in the U.S., but it was obviously, it was on DVD. This movie stars, you know, Ashley Judd, Michael Shannon, and Harry Connick Jr. You know, this movie is basically about, you know, Ashley Judd, who's, like, living in this, like, motel, and, you know, her ex-boyfriend has come back, or I think it's her boyfriend. You know, and he was arrested for, like, abusing her. He was, like, arrested for, like, a couple years, and he finally got out. You know, he's kind of abusing her some more. You know, but she has this one guy stay over. You know, Michael Shannon's character, and you know, he's there. You know, she's just trying to be friends with him, but, you know, he's kind of, like, weird. You know. He's, like, seeing, like, apparently, like, he's seeing, like, some kind of, like, parasites, some kind of, like, bug. You know, he's, like, talking about how, like, there's these, like, bugs that are, like, inside him, and, you know, and there's, like, some crazy scenes with him, like, trying to, like, rip his tongue out, and, you know, trying to rip open his, like, stomach or stuff. I mean, this movie was absolutely insane. I mean, it is by far fucking weird, but, I absolutely really like this one. But, I mean, no features on this one, you know, and at least I don't think there was, because it's all, you know, the back is all in, like, German. But, you know, on the inside, there's, like, all the, like, other releases from this company. What was the company? Okay, I'm assuming it's Lionsgate that put this one out from Germany as well. But, yeah. Yeah, but that is, like, you know, Bug here on Blu-ray, but really, really weird one here. The next one here I got, this is one I just got them rewatching a few moments ago. You know, this is a movie, I I got it twice at at the Dollar Trees. The first time it was a blind buy, and plus I didn't use the digital back then. I was giving it to a friend because I didn't know what it was. I use digital now, so I'm really good at what it is now. But then I found a second copy. The digital to get the digital, but the digital was you know expired, so I have two copies of them on DVD in my little yard sale. But a Blu-ray came out, a burn-on-demand Blu-ray came out of this movie, and this is a movie I have to say I really like this one. This is probably one of the best kids movies I've seen in such a long time. But this is a movie called Aliens Ate My Homework here on Blu-ray, and what's crazy is though I talked to literally almost probably every cast member in this movie. I talked to the main character. The kid that plays the bully, the bully in this movie, he was also in the Child's Play remake. He was actually one of Andy's friends. He's a cool guy. I think it's Ty Consigliato, I want to say. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. But William Shatner's in this one, voicing this plant, but this movie is basically about, starts off with this kid, his father has left him. His father hasn't been seen in some years, and the kid, he's doing this science project on this for this volcano, and what ends up happening is his cousin ends up coming over, Elspeth, I think that's her name, in the movie. I think her name is Lauren McNamara. His cousin's visiting over, but what ends up happening one day is, this little tiny spaceship with these little aliens, crash into his room, and they're looking for some device. They want the kids' help, the Rod characters' help, trying to find this missing part, and it's them trying to figure out where this part is, of course, stuff happens in the school, him dealing with the bully at the school. There was amazing sequences with the bully, in this movie. I'm not going to say what it was, but there's some amazing sequences with scenes with the bully and all that stuff. But really like this one. This is actually a burn on demand, in case you guys are wondering, and just to let you know, it is not press disc. They don't really press disc. I mean, it is press disc. I'm sorry, it is press disc. But they always press disc these Universal burn-on-demand ones. And a sequel came out a couple months ago. I have not seen that yet. But I know that came out to DVD in a burn-on-demand, but I kind of want to wait and see, because I really do want to see the sequel, because I know some of the cast members were telling me about the sequel. And the sequel, I think, is called Aliens Stole My Body. But I want to kind of see if there's a Blu-ray release will come out for that one. And I'm pretty sure if it does, it'll probably be a burn-on-demand, that's for sure. But I kind of want to wait and see if they'll put that out on Blu-ray, because I mean, there is a burn-on-demand DVD of it, so yeah. But I highly recommend this one if you guys have not seen this one. This is a must-watch right here. And the last Blu-ray I got, I'll show that in the supplement. I just need some water. All right, the last one here I got. Now, out of all these movies, there's only one movie. Probably two, I think. I think there's a DVD as well I might get rid of. But this one right here, I'm going to give this one to my mom for Christmas. So, because she likes this movie. I couldn't really get into this movie. I'm sorry if anyone was a big fan of this movie, but I just could not really get into it. But this is from the Warner Archive Collection, which is also a burn-on-demand. This is a movie with Kathy Bates and Jennifer Jason Leigh called Dolores Claiborne here on Blu-ray. And the only feature this one has is a commentary by the director. Same thing with all the Warner Archive ones. They're always press disc. I think some of the DVDs will be burn on demand, or blue on the back. This movie was about this murder that happened, and how a maid gets murdered, and people think it was Kathy Bates' character, Dolores Claiborne, and but she's trying to prove to people that she's innocent, that she didn't do this, because a certain incident that happened years ago, another murder happened, and people thought that she did it, but they found her not guilty on that one. But I actually thought this movie was okay. It was I kind of gotten a little bit bored with this one, but other than that, though, I mean, I don't know. I thought it was all right. Okay, now onto the DVDs. So I only have 3 DVDs here, but I'll promise I'll try to get some more done next time in the next update. But here, the first one here I got. This is one I remember unboxing for you guys about a couple weeks ago. This is one called the Jeffrey Dahmer Files here on DVD. Now out of all, like, the serial killer stuff I've been watching, I mean, I watched a lot of, like, the Dahmer stuff, like, there was like one called Dahmer, which was released in like 2002. I think Jeremy Renner, I think that's his name, was playing Dahmer. And I have to say, there was like a couple sequences in that one I did like, but other than that, I did not really like that one like a lot. I know that one just came out the Blu-ray like about a month ago. There was one called Raising Dahmer, which I didn't really care about, and there was one called, and I reviewed it, I think it was called My Friend Dahmer, which was actually a really great one, which was like about like all the stuff that Dahmer did like before the murders and stuff. But if you don't know the case, it was like Jeffrey Dahmer killed like all these men, he was like eating them and stuff, like drugging them, like I think he was like raping them as well. But there was like stuff that he was like, this is actually a documentary about him, about how they arrested him, and like about how they discovered like the whole thing about what was going on. It's like, the last person that he tried to take but survived, was the one who went to the cops, and it had to do with like this one detective. He was talking about how he was interrogating him, and how when they found the head in the freezer, and Dahmer was like, "Oh, you guys are actually in my house? Well, I guess I have to tell you guys everything." And he tells like everything from like 1979, from his first murder all the way to the last murder. And of course, like there was stuff about like how the cop like thought the guy was like out of his right mind, because of course like all the stuff he was saying was actually crazy, and he didn't really believe him at first, but but when everything of course was coming to a point where, oh my god, this shit was actually true, they were like, he ain't crazy after all. There was like a part where there's a woman, I think, who lived right across from him. Like she thought that like she ate like a body part from his house one time or something. There was like stuff where he was trying to like make these men into like zombies. Like there was like this crazy stuff in this movie. But really great documentary about him. I actually did like this one. This is from IFC Midnight. But really, really great one. Highly recommend this one if you guys have not seen this one. Alright, now these last two here, these were ones I got from Dollar Tree. I'm starting to get into some of the Dollar Tree ones. This is one, and these last two also have Blu-ray releases, but I just got the DVDs because, they were $1. Why the hell not? Plus, I wasn't finding the Blu-ray copies anywhere. But this one right here is called The Bloodlands here on DVD. And, most of these ones I'm finding, some of them I thought I was going to get bored with. Some of them I did, This one I thought I was going to be extremely bored with, but honestly, this movie actually surprised me. I actually really liked this one. It was kind of like, the movie You're Next. But the movie, I think it's set in like England. You could tell it was nowhere in America. But it was about this couple who moves to this farmhouse, and it takes place in one night, on like the first night that they stay there. There's like someone like breaking in the house, and of course it turns out, there's like these intruders. They're dressed up in these like pig masks, trying to kill this couple. It had like a vibe to like the movie You're Next, which I just reviewed. I think it was like in the last update. But really, really got into this one. I absolutely really like this one a lot. But this one features on here. This one has a making of on here. But really check this one out, because I actually thought this one was great. Really tenseful like movie. And the last one right here, I don't know if I'm gonna keep this one or if I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't know yet. I may keep it. I don't know, because of how weird this movie is. This movie is fucking insane. It's beyond, probably out of all the stuff I watched and reviewed, this is probably weird. Probably weirder than the Bug movie, but this is called Rubber here on Blu-ray, or DVD, I'm sorry. And what's her name is in this one? Haley Ram's in this one, which, she was in an episode of The Good Doctor, an episode of iCarly. This movie is basically about a tire, like a tire from a car, comes to life, and it's like killing people. It's rolling by itself, but it doesn't like run people over and stuff. It can like it just stands there, and it can like kill people by just doing this. It just shakes like that, and as harder it shakes, and the harder it kills people. That's technically what it is. This movie is weird, but you know me, I love weird stuff, so this was right down my alley. So, I don't know. There was a lot of gore in this movie, so believe it or not. But I actually did like this one. But if you like stupid, ridiculous stuff, this is probably in your alley as well, because this one was fucking weird. Alright, but that is it for this DVD and Blu-ray update. Sorry again, guys. I know it's not as big as like the last couple times it was, but hope you guys still enjoy anyway. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.